It's time for you to be a better Christian. Stop worrying about what another person is doing, what another person's sin is. Start worrying about your own sins and your own life. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So I think that there is a lot of times people will judge people based off of sin that they see that another person is doing because it makes them feel uncomfortable. But yet the person who's doing the judging is also actively sinning. Maybe in a different way, maybe in a different arena of sin. But the Bible says none of us is without sin. So why do people always feel the need to point the finger and say, well, I'm not doing that. Well, I'm not doing that. I believe it's because people want to justify their sins to themselves to make themselves feel better. I really honestly believe that. And I've seen that over the span of being in church. I've heard people say it. I've heard people talk about it. I've seen things online where it's almost the same kind of feel, right? It's, hey, you're doing X, Y, and Z, but yet the person who's accusing you of doing it has done similar or the same thing or is doing the same thing right now. And I think it's a dangerous place to get into when you're ignoring your sin, what you're doing, and you're trying to find fault with somebody else in order to make yourself feel better as a sinner. Personal accountability is where we need to be as Christians. We need to personally account for our sin. I did a video not too long ago where everybody will confess to God and take an account for their own life. And I think a lot of times we get too worried and we want to have this self-righteous attitude like we're better than somebody else. So that's why we're pointing it out. Paul says this in Romans 2, 1-2, says, therefore, you are inexcusable, O man, whoever you are who judge. For in whatever you judge another, you condemn yourself. For you who judge practice the same things. But we know that the judgment of God is according to truth against those who practice such things. And if you read the scriptures before that, Paul is laying out a foundation of what Rome is doing and how the Romans are judging everybody else, and they're doing all these actions also. So Paul is warning them, stop doing it. And I think that as Christians today, a lot of us will do the same thing. We are so quick to point out the flaw in somebody else, we're refusing to take the accountability of our own selves. So be careful with what you're doing. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Talk soon.